Okay, so I thought I'd give a little tour of what my current setup for D&D and other TTRPGs looks like. So this is kind of the basic thing. So we have a little mini projector on a C stand that projects down onto this 3D printed table topper that you have here, which has like little 1 inch square grids. It has these little panels that kind of, if I could get one off, come off, and you can kind of switch them out for whatever you want. And then it gives a little bit more room for the players as well that you can see here. Instead of having kind of like the flat battle mat on the table, they have this room kind of underneath here for papers and other things. But yeah, so you can see here that the map projected is not quite as clear here if I zoom in, or actually if I put something down. So you'll see one of the ways that I kind of clarify things is I use these little whiteboards. And so you can kind of see kind of the amount of detail that you would get normally, but if you wanted to like focus on a particular point in the map, you can just kind of use these little whiteboards to basically kind of like showcase like where the players are, or like different zones on a battle map, which I found. Like I can just kind of show you like what I can do here. So if you pretend this was like a battle map, for example, so like the clear portions that you would have here would be the places that would be marked on the map for where they could be able to combat and stuff like that, since I do use a zone-based combat type system that you can see here. But I really like these, and they're good for like various kind of like zone markings and just other things that I'm sure there are other uses I haven't thought of yet. But yeah, so you can see that here projecting down, and this is basically like a third monitor, so I can put whatever I want up here. So just to kind of showcase that, so you can see that here. So if I kind of go and let's see, if I wanted to showcase like, let's zoom in here. So I can zoom in like that, make it full screen, and they can see kind of like, in this case, this is an airship. Or if they are camping, I can make a little kind of campsite on here as well, that you can see here. And then I have 2 monitors that I use for notes. As you can see, my games are live, so I found this is kind of the best setup for having like a calendar and other kind of like random generators on one screen, and then my Obsidian notes on the other. I find Obsidian pretty useful for general note taking. Just open the graph view so you can see like the many notes that I've taken so far. But this is a great tool that I use for my session notes and things here. So this is kind of what it looks like. The wires also kind of are more they're behind my computer. They're pretty visible, but they're more out of view with the kind of space underneath the table topper that you can see here, and you can see how much kind of space the foot of that takes up. So it's about like 1 chair on this particular table. And then I have like a little notepad if there's anything else I need to kind of write down immediately in the session. Normally I'm like so focused that I don't really have a lot of wherewithal to kind of write stuff down. So what I end up doing is I use the phone I'm using now to record the session. And then I have this little table here as well that is like used for like a TV dinner type stand. So I can use it to kind of put different things. So like right now I have a dice tray, and then I have a couple bigger whiteboards. You can see this is like a travel system that I took from Pico and the Wild Sea that I'm working on. And then I have like note cards, some like location note cards and things. My dice, some sticky notes if I need to give those, since I use a sticky note inventory system for the players, and then like a little bottle of water for clearing the wet erase, since I like the wet erase look rather than the dry erase, which just looks a little bit more faded. And then this is just a little box of like that I 3D printed full of item cards and things that are for the players. But yeah, so that's the general setup I think I've been working on so far. I have currently between 5 and 6 players right now, and it fits everybody just fine. I only tried this for the first time, so this projector setup, so we'll see how that goes. But right now I'm liking how things are, so let me know if you have any questions about any of this. I available to answer them. Oh, you can see here there's more like 3D printed junk that I have, like little trays for like D8 since they're very prominent in Worlds Without Number for a lot of things. And then I have little dice and little dice trays here that you can see here that kind of fit these little like 12 millimeter dice, and they can be used to track life, and they kind of travel with the creature as they move across the map. But yeah, so that's another thing. And then I have like these little containers that I use that kind of go into a large briefcase that they slot into these different slots, so I can put things away very easy, which I'll probably be doing right after this since I just had my game last night. But yeah, so this is currently the way I am running things, so we'll see if I continue with it.